By 2030, emerging economies such as Brazil, Russia, India, and China, collectively called BRIC, would be amongst the largest global economies. The world energy environment over the next 20 years will be dominated largely by these BRIC nations as their role in the global energy chessboard increases. Brazil recently became an important player in the global energy market due to its discoveries in the Atlantic. Petrobras has been taking a leading role in deep water exploration and production and is now amongst the largest oil companies in the world. Out of the BRIC nations, Brazil is the renewable energy market leader, which is growing at 6%, and by 2030 the industry will be worth $278 billion. Brazil has an enormous potential in the renewable space via biofuels and hydropower, which will be crucial for the development of its energy resources within the next 2 decades. Now the world's largest producer and exporter of energy resources, Russia, occupies a key position in the global energy market. Russia's energy strategy through 2030 envisages the continued increase of country's oil and gas production. According to the blueprint, by 2030, Russia will increase its crude oil production by 9.7% annually. India is the fourth largest energy consumer with an even greater dependence on external oil than China. For this very reason, India will have to pursue renewable sources to reduce its increasing dependence on foreign oil. According to estimates, India will experience rapid development in the sector with renewable energy share of 32% by 2020 and 62% by 2030. China is a big producer and the largest consumer of energy resources. As China has grown to be the biggest emitter of greenhouse gases, its government has also decided to facilitate the growth of cleaner sources of renewable energy to increase the country's economic expansion. The BRIC region is now responsible for over 30% of the increased demand in the world for energy over the last 5 years, and by 2030 they will be responsible for 50% of the world's energy consumption. As BRIC nations will produce a major portion of the world's carbon emissions by 2030, the need for BRIC countries to develop their renewable energy resources is critical to them as well as for the rest of the planet.